I'm actually old enough to remember when the bag wasn't a metaphor, it was actual, okay? And the way politics works really was the money did change hands. The cash changed hands. So you had these black political organizations who supported white candidates for larger office like governor, senator, even president. And and they operated like Prop Joe in the combine. They, they got paid, and then they paid everybody else, you know, precinct chapters, block workers. So if this is 1965, 1975, everybody got paid when folks were running, okay? Everybody. Because that's how you turned out to vote. That's how you won elections. There was no social media and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And these organizations had credibility with their neighbors because they actually serviced the neighborhoods. They were how your kids got the summer job. That's why you didn't have to go down to City Hall to get your city sticker because they take care of all of that for you. They might even know the prosecuting attorney if your son messed up something, but he didn't kill nobody. And and so that's when politics. That's when these quote corrupt ward organizations actually work just like the city machines in Philadelphia, Chicago. They actually worked on behalf of the people, and what they asked the people to do was support the people that we asked you to vote for. So I'm from the era. I saw the back end of it when people ask for who is the ward organization support. I want to see your ballot. So you could be out there with volunteers and stuff, and that didn't matter. And they didn't deliver the whole ward, but they delivered margins. In politics, a political campaign is won on the margins. Okay, if I can deliver 25% of the vote, I know I can control influence that many votes. Then when you and the other guy run and y'all split everything else, I make the difference. So their power came from them being difference makers. What we have in politics now is the political equivalent of pimps, because that's what campaign consultants were. Here's the point: that's $18 million that didn't a dime of it go hit the streets of the first congressional district in St. Louis. Matter of fact, for $18 million, I can understand how Corey lost if you pass the money out. I mean, you know, somebody would say, well, I wanted to be with you, but they was just paying too much. Okay. So that money went to television. That money went to
Mm-hmm.
posters. That money went to consultants. So,
Advertisements.
huh?
I
So
said
yeah. So
advertisements.
yeah. So that's where the $18 million got spent. Okay. So you were just as the candidate, you're the conduit. First of all, you go out and raise or collect the money for them, and then you give it to them, and they say we'll spend it in your behalf. If that ain't a pimp, I don't know what is. Okay, because the pimp don't do nothing but get paid, and so we don't have, and that's why I would suggest it's why people feel estranged from politics and government because the average person never gets anything out of it anymore on a day-to-day basis. Okay, on a day-to-day basis, and that was the time up until say the late '70s, maybe early '80s. There was a time where politics could work for you as an average person in an average neighborhood, and that's not the case anymore. And it's more money now than ever before, but it doesn't get spent in the way it used to get spent, which also helped build the power of these political organizations. And these organizations, Bill Clay wasn't just a congressman; he was the committeeman of the 26th Ward. Okay, and these political organizations functioned year round, not just when there was elections. They were meeting every month. You could show up to the meeting and talk about the pothole in your street, or I'm applying for a job in the sheriff's office. Can you help me? And they say, sure, we can help you out. We'll make a call. Oh, and not only that, most of the organizations had people that worked in City Hall as a result of their political influence. So they had, quote, people on the public payroll every day who really had a vested interest in politics, because as long as the organization stayed in power, they kept getting paid. So there's a whole bunch of people that used to benefit from what our more college educated bourgeois class would call, the street notion of uh, politics. Just like we used to make money off the numbers, and now all of us go to casino and lose money and we don't make shit. Okay, but the policy game, the numbers game, they paid off, and guess what? Somebody was making a living that you knew was making a living doing it. So we've kind of lost sight of what it means for black people to hustle and make a living in America and be okay. And our leadership class, that 10% or 20%, whatever numbers you and Charles are using, Kwame, is a function of now a neo-colonial leadership class that is really servicing a status quo that doesn't benefit the masses of black